Okay, great. Thanks,
All right.
David.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Let's go next to our caller from the 416 area code. Who's calling today from 416?
Hey, David, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey, David. So I'm a big fan of your work, and I just started watching your channel recently, and I understand that you're a
So
progressive,
when
and that identity we shouldn't like dismiss issues that relate to people's identity. So I've noticed that a lot of your videos about circumcision have like a very high like to dislike ratio.
you mean a
So
very
I was
low
wondering
like
if
to
you
dislike ratio?
Yeah, right. You correct my grammar there. So I was always wondering, have you ever done like I don't know, a U-turn on your position on like non-medical necessary circumcision on infant children?
No, I don't really talk about or I mean circumcision's not a big issue on my show.
Well, it's a big issue in the United States and Canada where it's being practiced more than it is in Europe.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, I mean, let's just look at it this way. You could
Yes.
argue that granting the right to abortion for a woman gives them more autonomy over their body. So why can't you apply that logic to a infant male in
Would
regards
you
to
apply it
circumcision?
in the same way to vaccinations?
Well, no, because one of the reasons why I see circumcision as not being medically necessary for babies is because circumcision reduces like the transmission of HIV and sex, but a baby child is not going to be engaging in sexual intercourse, so I see no reason why it needs to be done.
Right, but I think you would agree that an adult circumcision would be crazy, right? Like just as a matter of course to just say we're going to do them all as adult circumcisions, like that. You're not suggesting that, right?
Well, not, what I'm suggesting is that circumcisions, if they're for medical or religious purposes, that
Right.
they're done on people who can consent to doing them, not infant babies, especially not infant babies for religious purposes.
But would you apply the same to vaccination?
Well, no, I wouldn't because as I said, a baby's not going to have sex, but a baby could contract MMR, measles, mumps, and rubella, and that affects them attending school because if they're not vaccinated in school, then it's
But
an
in
issue.
any
But if they're
case,
not,
in any case, I guess I'm trying to understand. Like, I don't really. This is not a big issue for me, but I'm just thinking it through as you're talking to me. Either way, things are being done to the baby that the baby doesn't consent to, right?
correct, yes.
So then I guess the question becomes, how do we distinguish between those things? The latest I've seen from the American Association for Pediatrics is that they say it's the parent's choice, but the benefits outweigh the risks. So I guess it's sort of like, where do we draw the line, right?
Well, we could just ban it. I mean, in Iceland, they're talking about banning it right now for babies.
But why would you ban something that the American Pediatrics Association says the benefits outweigh the risks?
Because that's just one organization. I'm sure that you'll find plenty of organizations that condemn circumcision.
And which organizations should we listen to?
Well, I mean, I'm look that up right now. I mean, I'm pretty sure we can.
No, I'm not
We don't
saying.
even have to listen.
Let me rephrase. I'm not saying which organizations are you thinking of. I'm just saying what is the barometer we should apply in order to decide which organizations to listen to, if not the American Pediatric Association.
I think we should get a general consensus from health practitioners across the country.
Practitioners.
Yeah, people, doctors, GPs who are against circumcision, because one organization condemning it, I don't think is enough justice to say, oh, well, it's kind of similar to vaccines.
But isn't it weird? You just said we should get the opinions of people who are against it. But it's like, well, they're against it, so they're just going to be against it. That doesn't seem like those are the only people we want to be talking to, right?
Well, yeah, of course, we can engage in common civil discourse. There's going to be people who are for it, and there's going to be people who are against it. I just wouldn't point to one organization that says that the benefits outweigh the negatives. And again, it's not just a medical issue; it's also a moral issue because a lot of circumcisions are being performed for religious reasons. I mean, I'd say a large percentage of the men or males on this planet are circumcised in the name of religion.
I don't know that that's true. I mean, I think, I guess I'd have to look at well, hold on a second. I'd have to look at the numbers, but, Jews and Muslims are almost none of the American population. So most of the American people being circumcised are just sort of like, putatively Christian or whatever. And I don't think that for them it's religious, and it's not being done as a religious ceremony. It's just being done in a hospital, right? So I think I question that assertion.
Yeah, but there are 7 billion people on this planet. I mean, are you only concerned about issues in the United States or
Well, we're
worldwide?
talking. I thought. I'm sorry. You called and said you were talking about the U.S. and Canada.
No, oh, did I?
Yeah.
I said that I seen previous videos of you talking about circumcision on your YouTube channel. I don't think I mentioned a specific region.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I thought we were talking about the U.S. and Canada. All right. Well,
No, we're talking about on a
I
worldwide
think you've
scale.
made your point.
Well, I mean, I guess it's something maybe you could reconsider. I mean, it is primarily practiced in, the Arab world. It's practiced in lots of Muslim majority and, the one single Jew minority country. So, I mean, I won't take up the time for the rest of your callers. I'll just let that sink through.
Okay. All right. I will let that sink in and see what that does for me.
No worries, David. Thank you for your time.
Okay. No, it's my pleasure completely. Let's go next to our caller from the 830 area code.
Hello?
Yes.
Hey, David. My name is Jacob, and I got a very hard-hitting, important issue for you.